So, hey, I got a new computer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So that was a thing.
that was a week
How
ago.
I was gonna say, how'd it go?
So, the full story, which I don't think I've actually told on stream, let's just do it now. Uh, so on Thursday, we did the Mana Pool. It was the RPG episode, and it was a lot of fun. On Friday, we did the Among Us stream, and it was a lot of fun. After the Among Us stream, Gothic was like, hey, you want to play Heroes of the Storm? And I said, yes. And I fired up Heroes of the Storm. Now, I'd been having some weird issues with the video card and whatnot, and I thought it was because of a Windows update, because it didn't start until this Windows update. And I fired up Heroes of the Storm, we got into a game, and blah! The whole thing crashed. And I was like, what? So I turned off the computer and pulled it back up and opened up Heroes of the Storm, and the whole thing crashed. And I went, okay, let's not do that. So I opened the computer back up, and I was like, sorry, Gothic. And I was playing around, and the whole thing crashed. And I went, uh-oh. Uh-oh. And yeah, it turns out the video card died. Because it could play and stream and record Among Us with no problem. Because Among Us will run on a toaster. That toaster does not need to have Windows on it. It's just a toaster. Not a toaster oven. It's a little more high-tech than that. But it'll run on a toaster. It could play and stream Hades, but not record it. Except for one room that caused the video card to crash twice. Where Dionysus was throwing lots of little pools of hangover everywhere. And that was too much for the video card to handle. And it couldn't play Killing Floor 2 at all. I would open it up, and it would and then crash.
Are you sure it's not still loading to this day?
Well, if it is, it's loading elsewhere. So,
Well, whenever it gets there, it's going to be real loud. Just letting you know.
God, it's gonna start playing all of a sudden, and I'm gonna scream a curse word. But hang on, what was I saying? Oh, so it turns out the video card died, and I was like, great. And Cap had sent Steph an extra video card that she ended up not needing, so she sent it to me. But I sent her a message. Stream Chaos. There's a link down in the Twitch panels to the Discord. So there's a. So I sent Steph a message. I was like, "Hey, if I send you some extra money, could you like overnight that to me?" And she went, "I shipped it like 20 minutes ago." And I went, "Damn it." That was on like the 12th of December. I have still not gotten that video card.
That sounds right.
Because it went to... So Steph's in Utah. It went to somewhere... It went from her post office to Salt Lake City. From Salt Lake City to nowhere. It never got anywhere. It's still... Hang on. Let's check the tracking right now. I still have it in a tab.
It's probably not the first thing to go to Salt Lake City and then go nowhere.
Yeah, it still says December 16th, 2020, in transit, arriving late. It is in transit to the next facility. We're recording this on the 28th.
Yeah.
So that's just gone. And it was a weaker card than what I had, but I was like, it'll still work. And it'll give me access to my computer, because when the video card dies, you can't. And my motherboard didn't have any onboard videos, so I was kind of screwed. And Scott, after days of me trying to find... I've been working on a new build in the Discord with advice from people for, I don't know, months. And then I realized that's too expensive. Let me just not. And so I went to try to find that video card, because people had told me wait until like after Black Friday when the new cards come out. The one you want will drop in price. I said, awesome. And the new cards came out, and it turns out they only made like 7 of them total throughout the whole. Nope, maybe 8. So the card I wanted it's now like $700, 6 if you're lucky. And I went, and that won't work with my motherboard anyway. So I'm just like, I was trying desperately to figure out what to do and hoping that the card from Steph would show up. And I really didn't want to spend money to get another like crappy card if I wasn't going to upgrade. So I managed to record an episode of the Mana Pool on the laptop after much hassle that only barely worked. I had to turn the Twitch settings way, way, way down to be able to stream a still image. Because the laptop is not meant for that sort of thing.
That stream too underwhelming.
So that was awful. So I did what anyone would do. I gave up hope and was sort of just miserable. And then Scott offered me a light at the end of the tunnel. He said, just get the rest of your upgrade. Get the motherboard and the processor and the memory. Because that processor has built-in video, and the motherboard has the ports. And I went, really? He said, yeah. I went, yes. And you know who sold all of those parts? Best Buy. And I went, what? So I ordered them from Best Buy, and they were all in store, and I went and picked it up, and it was amazing.
Did they bring it to your car?
They did, eventually.
Yeah.
I was sitting out in the parking lot, and I got the email, your order's been picked up. And I was like, the hell it has. Turns out they just scan it when they walk out the door. And they were working their way down the aisle.
How Best Buy has handled the pandemic in general.
Do what?
I appreciate how Best Buy has handled the pandemic. Like, I've ordered things from them, and they've brought it to my car. They've scanned my phone. I've touched no one, and they've like straight up put it in the window. Like,
yeah.
That was how I picked up FF7 back in April. And I feel like I bought another thing from them that way too. Oh, Last of Us. That was how I got Last of Us.
Oh, yeah.
Which I also finished recently. Making my way through everything.
So, I bring it home, and I go, ha-ha! And I start putting things together. And it takes a while because there's stuff that, like, I used to build computers. That was my job. But technology's come a long way in those, like, 13 years. And there were pieces on this. I'm going, what the fuck is this? Like an M.2 NVMe hard drive. Do you even know what that is? Because
no.
I didn't. It's a hard drive that looks like a thumb drive that just plugs directly into the motherboard and sits in a little slot there.
Huh,
and
nifty.
it's long and flat. And I Googled how to plug it in because I didn't want to screw it up. And it's a good thing because when you plug it in, it actually sits like 30 or 40 degrees pointed up. And you have to press it down and put a screw in it. And I would have freaked out if I plugged it in and it was pointing up at me like, you know, a boner. I'd have been like, did I break the port? Did I break the fucking port? Like, it would have freaked me out. So I'm glad I Googled it. But
Yeah, I've not seen that before.
But while I was Googling something else, I saw, you know, Google asked you the people also asked. And it was, does the Ryzen 7 3700X have onboard video? And I clicked on it and it said, nope. And I went, what? So Googled my my processor and it's like, it doesn't have onboard video. And I went, maybe Scott's dumb and meant the motherboard. So I Googled the motherboard. And it was like, does this motherboard have onboard video? Nope. I forgot to a part. The only reason I was able to afford all this is because the parents said, you know what? Since we don't know what the hell to do for you for Christmas, we'll just pay for half of your upgrade. And I almost shat when they said that. Just right there. The old man's like, can you afford that? I went, I mean, technically? So, it did that. And then I found out that, no, I don't actually have video yet. I still need to get a video card. And I just lost all hope again and went, fuck! And gave up for the night and went to bed and was depressed again and miserable. And when the parents called me the next day to check in, how's the new computer? I was like, it's not. Like, what do you mean? I was like, Scott was wrong. I still need a discrete video card. They went, oh, well, why don't you get one? And I went, because the one I want's expensive and hard to find. It's like, do you need that one? And I went, actually, no. So I went back to Best Buy and checked video cards that were available in one of the 2 stores near me. And I found one. And I went, oh, but it's like this much money. And I was like, can you afford that? I went, I mean, technically. And he went, oh, fuck it. Just order it. I'll buy it for you. I went, what? And he said, yeah, why not? Will it make you happy? I was like, I mean, it'll give me a functional computer again. He went, and that's happy? I said, yeah. He went, just go get it. Okay. So I ordered it, and it was pick up in store. Be ready in 1 hour. I said, yes. So because the original order took several hours, and I had to go pick it up the next day, I just didn't think about it. But then I realized after about 6 hours that I was losing my mind. And I checked with Scott, and Scott actually was at Best Buy for some reason, and he goes, the woman in front of me didn't get an email, and she was able to get her part. Maybe you should just head over there. And I went, okay. So I hopped my ass, and well, I called first, and it was like, your order is being prepared. You'll get an email. I went, fuck! So I went, I drove my ass to Best Buy in Winston and walked in and went over to customer service. I was like, I need to pick up an order. And oh, it's over there. I went, fuck. So I went over there and picked up an order. And I waited for a while, and the dude goes, all right, how can I help you? And I said, I'm here to pick up a video card. And he said, were you the, he rattled off a video card. And I went, no. And I showed him my order, and he went, oh, you're that guy. And I went, that's not a good sign.
In fairness, you are that guy.
It's true. I am that guy.
He's not wrong.
And when I ordered it, it said that there was only one left. And so I was just terrified that it was gone. The reason I went to Best Buy, as far as I knew, was to get the, you're not getting this today, so I could calm down. And he said, I personally have looked for this card twice today. It's not where it's supposed to be, but hang on a minute. And he pulled up his little thing and he says, it shows we have 2. I don't know where it is. And I said,
Wait, did he then give you his keys and just tell you to search for it?
no, he said, tell you what. What?
After you killed all the rats in the cellar, you moved on to the next fetch quest?
I wouldn't kill the rats in the cellar. So he goes, you know what? Hang on a minute. Just don't go anywhere. And he took his little thingy and he walked off. And I said, all right. So I'm standing there waiting. And he, after several minutes, he comes back empty-handed. And he goes back to back in the customer pickup area. And fiddly farts around. And he comes out and he's holding the card. And he scans it. And he goes, all right, do you have your driver's... Oh, hang on, this is going to take a few minutes. And he puts it down, and he goes, could you step to the side and I'll get the next people? And I'm just looking at it, and he goes, oh, this one's yours. You're going home with this. Don't worry. And I went, okay. So I stepped aside. He helped the next people. And then I heard the other person back there, like a manager walked up. And I was fucking around on Discord on my phone. And the manager walked up and said something to the effect of, did you ever find that? And she pointed at the table where my card was sitting and said, yeah, it's right here. And he goes, oh, finally, where was it? And she goes, it was in a staging area where it wasn't supposed to be, and it was behind 2 other boxes, and I'm not happy about that. You need to talk to such and such. And he was like, all right. And then he left, and I'm like, was that about my video card?
And then you heard the gunshot.
And then I heard a gunshot and a kakumflump, which is the sound of a body hitting the ground. And, he came back and asked them to step to the side now and looked at my driver's license and scanned the thing and goes, here you go. And I was like, thank you. You're my hero, bruh. because I had explained to him how I was like a streamer and I've been unemployed for a week and a half because my video card died and it was killing me. And I guess he felt sorry for me. I was like, I don't know how this works. I don't know if the emails are auto-generated or what. I just had to know because I didn't know and I was losing my mind sitting in my apartment. And that's when he goes, hang on a minute. The first time. So then I take it and I go home and I'm like, and I finished putting the computer because I'd stopped putting the computer together because I was bummed. And now my only concern was, will Windows boot with a new motherboard, a new processor, new memory, but the same hard drive? And it did. But
Hey.
it took me like an hour and a half to finish getting the computer put together because I was being very slow. And I know it was an hour and a half because I started H-Bomber Guy's why Fallout New Vegas is genius video. And it ended just as I finished plugging in the last of the freaking motherboard plugs, which is my least favorite part of putting together a computer. I also found out that the HDD light, you know, the one that blinks when your computer's thinking, I had that plugged in wrong on the Beast this whole time. Because I turned it on and plugged it in, and that light started blinking, and I went, what the fuck is that? Oh.
You see, you're actually safer if that doesn't work, because computers can only go evil if the light can turn red.
Oh, but the power light could turn red, so
Oh, unplug it.
Then how will I know if the computer's on? Gee.
Is it trying to kill you? No, because the
Usually.
light's not red. Look, HAL 9000, Hardock from Batman animated series, The Terminator,
The Terminator.
red light
Yep.
will kill a robot.
Yeah. So, yeah, after I installed all the new drivers and whatnot, everything has been peachy. As a test, I edited up a Hades video. It was a 25-minute video, and I hit render. Usually, when I render a video, I hit render, and I get up and go to the living room. Because it's going to take, on the Beast, it would take, for a 25-minute video, anywhere between like 40 and 50 minutes. And Pinball Witch through 1,000 bits said, Chewie, for helping make this hell year a little less horrible and just being you, happy holidays. Aw, well, thank you. I hope I helped the horrible hell year a little bit. It has not been easy. This year has been a horrible hell year for me, too. And it all culminated in December. So, but yeah, I rendered the video, which would have taken between 40 and 50 minutes. It took 18. It took 18 because it's the processor, mainly. Yeah. And my new processor is way stronger than the old one. So I hit render, and then I started like futzing around on the computer just doing stuff. And a few minutes later, I pulled it up, and it was like 3/4 of the way done. And I just... Because, like, I knew it would be faster, but not that much faster. Damn! So that's cool.
And then Chewie looks around the ruins of his home and goes, there's time now. There's time now.
No, that's what I was doing when the video card died in the first place.
That was your week off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You're like, all right, now I'm just going to go play computer. Oh.
I was jonesing to play Hades, too. Like, it was killing me. So, yeah. Both episodes of the Mana Pool are in the works. By the way, I've learned that the forced vacation made me, and then Christmas and everything has made me lose my routine. So those aren't up yet. But you will get them both very soon. Hopefully I can get the first one finished tomorrow. It's put together. I just have to export it and title it and do all the posting stuff. So, yeah. So, yeah, I got a whole new computer. Except for the hard drives. Although it does have a whole new hard drive in it. I'm just not using it yet. I was keeping it blank in case I had to do a fresh Windows install. I would just install onto the M.2. And I was like, well, at least then I don't have to worry about doing a fresh Windows install and accidentally overwriting all of my everything. Because I do all of my main work on the C drive. That's the other thing. I couldn't just pull the hard drive out and stick it in my USB enclosure and work on it on the laptop because my C drive is a solid state drive and it doesn't go in the USB enclosure. It's a different form factor. So,
Yeah.
fuck.
Also, this reminded me, for anyone who tuned in last week on Tuesday when we decided that we were going to try to Overwatch and then we sucked for like 3 hours or however long that was, as soon as we signed off, bam, we didn't suck anymore.
Yeah, we streamed. I think it was for almost 3 hours, and I think we won 3 games total.
Yeah, we sucked. We were awful for like 3 hours.
And we joked, okay, we're gonna stop streaming so that we'll get better. And we stopped streaming, and we were done with the other 6 wins within what, 45 minutes?
Yeah, within like an hour. Like
Yeah.
we just got like 6 of the following 8 games we won, and then we were done with the whole week's stuff. I think it's just a case of really when we're playing later at night, we just get paired against people that aren't as good. I don't think that we were playing any differently. It just started working. But it was still one of those things. Like, I'm only mentioning it now because we made so many references to the fact that historically, when we play Overwatch on stream, we suck. And when it's just us, we're fine. And that seems to be holding up one computer to the next.
Yeah, Haley joined us, and she apologized for bringing us down. And we were like, Haley, we were playing for an hour and a half. We've only won 1 before you showed up. She went, oh, so I'm not the problem. We're like, no, we're the problem.
We were bad.
So
when you play games like that, but only once every 3 months, you aren't very good after a while.
Yeah.
Like, the people you go up against have like years of experience more than you, even if they started later because they play every day and we don't anymore. When Overwatch was new, we used to play every day. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, we played like way too much back then.
We played way too much that early time.
That works with Hearthstone too, by the way.
I believe you.
I play Hearthstone on the phone in the living room just constantly and maintain roughly, just above 50% win rate. I streamed it, was it last night before? And I think I won 3 games in 3 hours. And Hearthstone games are not that long. I just couldn't make it work at all. When I switched over to play Battlegrounds, the other mode in Hearthstone, I got like 4th and 2nd, which technically are both wins. So, nice. But couldn't make it work. I was playing earlier on my phone, and I won like 4 in a row, and I went, piss. So yeah. But yeah, the new computer, I still haven't named it. Like, the old one was the Beast. I don't know what to name it. I don't know. I'll figure something out at some point. I was gonna name it, like when I was first thinking of building it, I was gonna name it the Kraken. Then the Republicans fucked that all up.
Yeah.
Because their Kraken was like a fart in the wind. So this is way more powerful than a fart in the wind.
There is a great deal that they have fucked up.
It's true.
It's true. That specifically, though.
Including Bill's chess set.
I don't know. I'm entertained. This is better than my 5th copy of Monopoly.
That's fair.
But it's going to live up there with all the copies of Monopoly.
I'll give you that. Anytime I bring up how much I hate Monopoly, Brian's like, but I bought you a Monopoly. I'm like, yeah, I know you did.
You're the problem, sir.
It's a Nintendo Monopoly. It's very cute, but I hate it because it's Monopoly.
I have a Nintendo Monopoly, a Legend of Zelda Monopoly, a Star Wars Monopoly, and like 3 other Monopolies. And 0 desire to ever play Monopoly again in my life. I think you should call your new computer Zool. Wait, did you water cool it?
No.
Okay.
It's just got man, that is another part that took too long. The giant ass cooler and fan system.
Yeah.
It's way bigger than the one I used before. Ooh, random Keho threw 1,000 bits. The 2020 has been, what is that? Oh, a poo emoji. Ha! But hopefully 2021 will be better. Have a good night, everybody. Oh, well, thanks, buddy. Look, you gave people a weird dive bombing emoji. Oh, and Bill got a emoji playing a guitar. These 2020 emojis are tripping me out.
The important thing is they're all on fire.
Accurate. So yeah, I got the new parts of the computer. I didn't have to reinstall Windows, which is good because I don't know how anymore. Back in the day, you did it with a disk. Yeah. I don't have a CD drive of any sort in this computer because I don't need it. So I don't have one. And people were like, oh yeah, you just have to make an install on a USB stick. And I went, oh great, I'd have to do that on the laptop. That'll take 8 years. Maybe it'll just work. And it did.
My video seems frozen.
Did
I'm
I
gonna fix that?
Oh yeah, both of your videos are frozen.
No, I'm back.
There you go.
Oh.
I was afraid that I had minimized Discord, because when I minimized Discord, you guys just freeze, but it wasn't minimized, and when I pulled up Discord and looked, you were frozen there too.
I appreciate that if you track my windows. I have been in one upgrade iteration over another one since Windows 95.
Wait, you've been what?
I've been using upgrades for Windows since 95.
And it still works?
Yeah.
Like no fresh installs, just upgrades?
I think I might have done a fresh install once, but the license is still carried over.
Okay.
Because you could technically my Windows 10 is a new install of Windows 10 because I used the license that I had from Windows 7 to get the Windows 10 download, because you could do that.
Yeah.
But I've been tracing the same license history back for 20 years.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I think this goes back to XP. It was a separate one before that. But yeah. This thing has been chaining for a while.
That's bizarre. I didn't even know that was possible.
Also, I would like everyone to join me in celebration of the fact that Microsoft finally gave up on Internet Explorer, which means eventually all of our companies will let us do that too.
Eventually?
Yeah. Because I'm really tired of supporting Internet Explorer. It is the worst. Edge is a different browser, and then they gave up on Edge, and now they have Edge Chromium, which is just Chrome with Microsoft branding.
Really?
It's just Chrome with Microsoft branding. If you put in anything on the old thing, the settings were Chrome : whatever. Now it's just Edge : whatever. It's the same settings. It's the same thing. If you look in the about stuff, Google made this browser.
Yeah.
And I've been using that on my work computer for a few months now. It's exactly the same. It's just they renamed everything to the Microsoft name. So instead of incognito, it's in private. It goes to Bing by default instead of Google, but you can still change it. It's the same browser. Microsoft eventually acknowledged that they suck at browsers and just decided to give the money to Google.
Man. You remember?
You can even use the same plugins on both.
I remember even years ago, I stopped using Internet Explorer to use Netflix. No,
Netscape.
Netscape, thank you. I'm like,
There you go.
Netscape Navigator. That's what it was, right?
Navigator and then Communicator, yeah.
And then at some point I switched to Mozilla, which then led to Firefox, and then to Chrome. Firefox was a nightmare eventually. It had a serious, what was it, like a memory leak?
There's a RAM leak.
Yeah. So if you left it open for too long, eventually it would just stop working.
It was like running a browser made out of tribbles. Like over time, it would just overtake any resources available and then kill it.
Yeah. That's why I switched over to Chrome, and I don't think I've had any real problems with Chrome ever since, actually.
The only issue I have with Chrome, and this is something that only seems to happen to me because I have not been able to find out ways around it, is that if I go long enough without updating Chrome and I let it sit on that angry red symbol for too long, it will eventually turn off all ports on my computer until I tell it to update.
I remember you telling me about that.
Get turned to the point of nothing works. Everything gets stopped until I let Chrome update. And at no point did I click a consent button for it to have control over all the ports on my computer. It got those probably page 50 of something I agreed to and didn't realize it. Other than that, Chrome is great. But it will occasionally be this thing like, why doesn't my computer work? And then I'll pull up Chrome and see the red thing like, right. Click update, restore all tabs. It takes like a minute to fix.
I guess my Chrome auto updates, because I don't ever see that.
I don't let anything auto update. I refuse to let anything auto update.
I don't even know where that is. Huh.
Chrome just gets angry at me.
Now, what the hell is continue running background apps when Google Chrome is closed? What are the background apps?
Probably plugins that do a bunch of stuff. Not the least of which probably harvesting information on your computer so that they can tie it to your Google account so they can sell you things.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I mean, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, no.
I know that no amount of years have gone by without it still asking if it can have permission to give me desktop notifications on every website I've ever been to. The answer is always no. I don't want anyone to give me desktop notifications about anything. And never have. But here we are.
This could slow down your computer, increase memory usage, and eat up your battery. That might have something to do with why my laptop battery stopped lasting for so long.
Most of the time, things like that just exist because it's easier to pause and resume than to actually launch an application. But that doesn't change the fact that it's still on in there.